In this video, we will learn how to change text color, change text size, change text position, and change text content on a video and loop or repeat again using FFMPEG. So for example, I will use this code and paste it on my CMD and run it. And as you can see, this is the output. The text is changed color, and the trick is I use 4 different draw text. And the trick is how can we manage each draw text to be appear one after the other and loop again or repeat again. So for the second text, for second example, I use this text. I use this example code, and this is the output. You can see the text is changing the position and change the content of the text. So the trick is still the same. We use 4 different draw text. So let's jump into the third example. This is the third example. We can place the text on the middle of the screen of the video and change the content like this. And the fourth example that I want to show you, we can make text changing size and place them on the middle of the screen of your video and change the content of the text. So the trick is also the same. We use 4 different draw text, and the main point is we should manage the draw text to be appear one after the other. So let's dissect the first example. This is the first example, and I said earlier that I used 4 different draw text. So let's now prove it, and let's count how many draw text. So first, that's the first draw text. This is that's second. This is the third, and this is the fourth. So the number of the draw text is 4, and it's proved. And also we use different color for each draw text. So we use different font color for each draw text. The font color for the first draw text is orange. The font color for the second draw text is red. The font color for the third draw text is blue. The font color for the fourth draw text is green. And we can manage them to draw one by one after the other using enable option. So they all have enable option set to something, all the draw text, and we use modulus and lower than function to combine together to set the enable to 0 and 1 and toggle the 0 and 1. If the enable value is 1 equal 1, then this draw text is enabled. If the enable option is equal 0, then this draw text is disabled. So let's now jump into the modulus and lower than function parameter. So there are 3 numbers. There are 3 numbers that are interesting in this modulus and lower than function. The first, on the right is the individual duration. They all use the same individual duration, that is 0.5 seconds. And the second number is 2. This is the total duration. So they are used the same total duration. The next number is the shifting numbers. So this is the shifting number is obtained from minus the individual duration times n. So if the draw text is second, number 2, then the n is 1. So, and then multiply by minus individual size times 1. So multiply minus 0.5 times 1 is minus 0.5. This also happen to this shifting number or shifting value, and this is also happen to this shifting value. To this shifting value, we multiply minus 0.5 by times n is the times n where n is 2, so minus 0.5 times 2 is minus 1. In this fourth vertex, we multiply for this slide, for this shifting number, we multiply minus 0.5 times 3, so it is minus 1.5. So now let's think about how about we add a new draw text to our sequence. So right now we have 4. If we add 1, we have 5. So the first thing you need to decide or determine is you need to determine how many draw text that you want to use. So for our case, we will use 5. And next, you need to determine that each of individual durations for each draw text. So I want to each draw text to appear on the screen 0.5 seconds. So that's the individual duration. And then multiply the draw text number, in this case 5, times the individual duration. It is in this case 0.5 second per 0.5 draw text per second. So 0.5 second per draw text, and then we get 5 times 0.5, we get 2.5. So this 2.5 is the total duration. So the 0.5 is the individual duration. So now enter the value to its lower than modulus function of each draw text, and also enter the value of slide if shifting number if the individual duration is changed. So now change the total duration from 2 to 2.5, and let the individual duration still 0.5. Do that for all 4 draw text. So change total duration to 2.5, and change the individual duration to 0.5, and change the third draw text to total duration to 2.5, and let the individual duration to 0.5. And let's go now to fourth draw text, change the total duration from 2 to 2.5 seconds, and change the individual duration. So now draw text. So now add a new draw text. The text equal text. This is my text, and font size is equal 60, and enable is equal LT modulus T minus 0.5 times 4 is 2. So put 2, enter the value 2, and comma, enter the value of total duration, that is 2.5, and put closing parentheses, and put comma, and put the individual duration 0.5. And now add the font color that you like to use. So for instance, I will use olive. So now put the closing quotes here and press enter. There are a few, you need to correct the error. And closing quotes, double quotes here. Now you will succeed. Now as you can see, if you can see that there is a olive color text in the end of the sequence. So it means that you just succeed to add the new draw text or to add new text to the screen of your video. So next scenario, how about we use smaller individual duration. So the last example we use 0.5. So right now we want to use 0.2 second, 0.25 second. So 0.25 second is as is our individual duration times number of the text 5. So 0.25 second per draw text times 5 draw text is equal 1.25 seconds. So this is the total duration, and 0.25 is the individual duration. So now let's change all the number, change the all three numbers, because we use different individual duration. So start from the total duration, we change from 2.5 to 1.25. So change that. So change to 1.25, and change the individual duration to 0.25. So let's now go to the second row text. Now we change the t minus 0.25 for the shifting value, and change the total duration 1.25, and change the individual duration to 0.25, and change this t function to 0.5, because 0.20 minus 0.25 times 2, and change this to 1.25, and change this to 0.25. And let's go to the fourth example, the fourth row text, and change this minus 0.5 plus 0.25 minus 0.5, or minus again 0.25, it will 0.75, or you can say that minus 0.25 minus 0.25 times 3, so it is minus 0.75, and change this to 125, and change this to 0.25, and change the last row text to t minus 1, and change this total duration to 1.25, and change the individual duration to 0.25. So now you are just succeed. So now press enter. You see now that the difference before is, now the text is changing faster, because you change the individual duration of the text displayed on the screens shorter. So that's the reason. And for other example, they are used the same total duration and the individual duration. So let's dissect the second example. In this example, they are changing position. So let's now press enter to see the preview again. So this is the result, the output of the code. They are changing text, changing position. So the trick is, we use 4 different row tracks, and we use different x and y value for each row text. So for the first row text is x and y is 0.0, and for the second row text the x and y is 0.40, and the third row text is x and y is 0.90, and for the fourth row text is the x and y is 0.120. And now also change their content of the text. So this is the text. This is the first text for text of the first row text, and for the second row text, this is the second for the second row text, and so on. They use different text, and also in the modulus they use total duration is 2, and the individual duration is 0.5. So let's now jump into the third example. In the third example, they are changing text, but they paste on the middle. So this is the output. You see that the text located all in the middle of the screen of video. The trick is the same. We use 4 different row text, and we use the same total duration and the same individual duration, and they all use the same x and y equation. This x and y equation is placed the text on the middle of the screen. So that's the formula 4. And now let's jump into the fourth example. The fourth example is changing size. So this is the output of the fourth example. They are changing size. So now let's jump into the code and see the secret. So this is the font size for the draw text 1. This is the font size for draw text 2. They are cut in half, and this is the draw text for this is the font size for draw text 3, and this is the draw text for this is the font size for draw text 4. So they are called cut in half. So that's the how you can use this example, or how can you change text and modify other option. I hope you like this video, and I hope this video is useful for you. And if you wish, you can subscribe, click subscribe, like or comment, and help me grow this channel. Thanks for watching.